What's up, everybody? This is Fitty.
I'm Izzy.
And this is How We Talk.
Podcast.
You almost got it out in 3 seconds. Almost.
I know.
I thought
for real, I thought you were like
Hey,
choking
we didn't
or something.
introduce you yet, man.
Oh, there you go.
No, you could chime in whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm joking, man.
This is Andy Marin. He's a friend of the show.
That's
Friend
right.
of the family.
That's
He's a
right.
friend of a friend.
Mhm.
He's a
It could be your
mother.
friend. You might not even know.
He's a mother. He's a father. He's a daughter. He's a son.
Mhm.
He's everything.
He's a sinner.
Remember that song? I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a.
I wasn't
Wait,
singing
That's a good. That's a good
I was
song.
singing
Song
the
he
Joker.
sang.
But he was
I
singing a
the
different song.
Joker.
He was singing the Joker
Oh,
Toker
I'm a
song.
me-
I was singing a
Midnight
totally
Toker.
gayer
Yeah,
song
midnight,
than
yeah.
what you were singing. Your song that you were singing is actually really cool.
That's
Did you
very
say
political.
Did
That
you
is
say a gay song?
very politically incorrect.
Oh, sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
it's
Equal
okay.
song.
Yeah,
Look, man, my best friend is gay. One of my best friends is gay. I'm sorry.
it's all right. That's like saying I can say the N word because I have a niece that's half black.
That's different. Okay. Okay. Well, the song I was
Everybody
singing
says
was.
that, though.
Let me just put it this way: the song I was singing was in a Julia Roberts movie called Stepmom with Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
The song he was singing was about being a stoner, which is way cooler than what I was talking about. Unless you're a Julia Roberts fan, then I'm cool now.
I love Julia Roberts.
I love her too. She's
I love
cool.
Julia
I
Roberts.
heard she's mean in real life.
You think so?
I find it hard to believe because I feel like she's so secluded.
Who'd you hear that
Who's
from?
actually met her? Like what we were talking about earlier in an
Ah,
article I
you
can't
see?
really validate
You see?
or verify.
Maybe
met
she
her?
Who knows?
she might have been just having a
think
bad
she's
day, and then that one person was like, "She's a bitch,"
Everybody
Maybe
has bad
and then
days.
she's
you're
probably
right.
not.
Everybody has bad
You're
days.
actually right. See,
Yeah.
Mhm.
exactly. The
Mhm.
collective.
Anyways, Julia Roberts, she's a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Anyways, Julia Roberts, if you're watching,
Never met her.
go fuck yourself.
No.
I love you, Julia.
But I love her work, especially in Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman's dope.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
okay.
wrong, dude?
So
You're
your
right.
favorite
That's an
Julia
old
Roberts
movie,
movie is
man.
Pretty
Yeah.
Woman?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
your
dude,
favorite Julia
wait,
Roberts
hold
movie?
on.
Should we go around the table?
Steel Magnolias?
Eat, pray, love.
Dude, okay, so I only saw a few parts of that movie.
Yeah.
I only saw a little part when I was a little kid. My mom was watching it. And there was a part, I guess, I didn't know what diabetes was when I was a little kid. So there was a scene where Julia Roberts, like, and like she's going crazy. I'm like, oh, fuck, she's having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, no, she has diabetes. I'm like, what is that? And then I see the mom in the movie giving her orange juice. And she's giving her orange juice. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's all you need to fix a heart attack is orange juice? And my mom's like, she has diabetes.
Diabetes, yeah.
I'm like, that's not real. What are you talking about? And then she told me what diabetes was.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, that's real.
That's
Okay,
real.
that's cool. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, but yeah. Steel Magnolias is a dope-ass movie.
Steel
Steel
Magnolias.
Magnolias. Never seen it.
Never seen it?
Nope. It's got Julia Roberts in it.
It's,
Oh,
you
my
don't
best
like
friend's
have
wedding.
to see it, but
My best friend's wedding is
Yep.
another one. Yeah.
that's a funny-ass movie.
That's a good one.
a
Remember
good one.
her friend, Rupert Everett,
Yeah.
was the gay best friend in the movie.
That's right.
And she slept with him. Oh, wait, no, wait.
I said
Hold
that's
on.
right because you sounded confident.
No,
so I was
that's
like,
it, yeah,
That's
he's-
our thing.
No,
You
no,
say
wait
it
a
with
minute.
confidence.
Yeah, you
What's,
said
no,
it.
no, the movie I'm thinking of, she was in a movie, I forgot what it's called, but with that guy, Rupert Everett, and he
Yeah.
plays her gay best friend, and they're best friends, but they don't do anything. Boom. Then they go out one night, they get drunk, and they have sex, and they have a baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
What?
forgot what movie that was.
That wasn't my best friend's wedding. For
That wasn't
sure.
my best
No.
friend. Like, she was in love with her best friend that was
Yeah.
getting married.
Yeah, and she was helping
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, but I remember seeing that one too. I don't remember what it
I
was.
forgot what it's called.
Are you
worth
sure it's
remembering.
Julia Roberts? Yeah, it was Julia Roberts.
I think so.
Oh, what about those
Oceans?
all the oceans, yeah.
The oceans.
Tess.
Oh, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
that was
You're
more
in
George
it.
Clooney's
You're
movie.
in it, George Clooney.
I mean, yeah, I'm his stand-in.
Yeah.
Like when the camera's super far away and they're like, okay, he's really 5'10", but like from this angle,
Yeah,
you could be him. You
Yeah,
kind of have his hair, maybe. From there, let's just zoom
Hey,
out.
wait, is he
Okay,
re-
you got him now.
Is it really 5'10"? Because you know how they say like the camera, like they make you look
These
taller.
I
dudes are
mean,
like
if
Tom-
I was a celebrity, I'd tell everybody I was 5'10", and
'Cause-
then meet me in person, I'm like, oh, well, now you know.
but
Now
isn't
you
like
know.
like like Tom Cruise doesn't all his movies he looks a lot taller than he
he's-
actually
yeah.
supposedly he's my height, and that
Fight
honestly,
where he's like
I
5'3".
like his movies even more now.
This is your height?
For the longest time, I
Because you can
hated-
relate.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I hated Tom Cruise because he was like always annoying me with the Scientology thing.
Yeah.
And then I found out that he was my height. I'm like,
Yep.
I might be a Scientologist now. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I could just,
Yep.
I should just be a Scientologist.
That's like the whole Bruce Lee, giving Asian men the
Bruce Lee's actually kind of
confidence.
tall though for an Asian
short.
man.
Yeah.
He's 5'9", I think. Or
No,
I mean, sorry,
Bruce
Bruce was
was.
5'9".
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
well, I mean, you open his coffin, I'm sure he's still.
I don't know.
5'9".
Yeah, because
Nah.
there's probably a lot of moisture down there, so shrinkage. You know,
Yeah, shrinkage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
that is real,
Wait,
ladies.
you think he's?
Shrinkage.
I don't know, because he's in the UFC game and he's listed like at 5'9". I think.
Is it really? Damn,
Yeah.
I haven't played any kind of video games in a long
Dude, it's
time. I don't
free
even-
if you buy the EA pass. That's another thing. I'm not. Well, you can't plug that stuff here. We can't
Okay,
plug
no,
it.
no.
They're not paying us. We're not gonna plug that shit.
What's the
No.
what is that pass thing
So
you're
if you
talking
have
about?
Xbox or PS4 or
Yeah.
something, you pay $5 a month
Yeah.
for this EA Sports pass, and you get to play all the most of the EA Sports games.
Oh, really?
And the UFC is like, they never really give discounts, but so like when they give one, you gotta take it. So like I was like, oh cool, free UFC game with a subscription, I'll do it.
You download it?
You just download it too. Yeah, you just gotta have
that's not
Wi-Fi.
Are you a
So-
gamer?
Depends which game.
Wait, so
I
then
have a very short attention span.
this is new to me. So then you can't buy. You don't. But they don't have DVDs like games.
Discs?
Discs?
Yeah, they still do.
They still have those.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so excuse me, sorry, I just had to burp. My
all
bad.
good.
So the only thing about that is like they have the digital code
Yeah.
that you can buy for a game,
Uh-huh.
and then they have the actual disc.
Yeah.
So me, like if you're like me, like I don't like to go to the store and buy the games. I like to just download it, buy it, and download it. Only thing is you can't really resell. Like let's say you're tired of the game or you
Right.
beat it already.
Yeah.
You could sell the disc real easy. Offer up, take a picture of the disc, boom, $30,
Yeah.
cheap, bam. The digital code, I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody comment and respond. But I'm not too sure how you sell a digital code. I don't know. Not sure. So that's the
Yeah,
only
because it's probably
downfall.
like already in your hardware, in your
Exactly.
device.
So you would have to
Right.
give.
or your account, right?
I think you
Right,
have to
right.
give. You would have to give them your login, or something like that. Like somebody explained it to me one time who was a little more like,
Oh,
Like,
right. And then they
well-versed on
re-download it.
yeah, and it's a little too much work. Like
Yeah.
you could just. I'd rather go buy it at the store than have to buy
Right.
it from you and then do the extra work.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's.
I wonder if that's how like readers feel about ebooks.
I think it's the same thing. But how often do you resell a book?
You know what? But no, yeah, you never do. You hardly ever do.
Not
but
really.
I like trading books, so I'm into like
Yeah.
biographies or autobiographies,
Okay.
and I'll read one and then
Really?
yeah, and then I'll give one. But I do like sports, you know, mostly just sports or athletes.
Okay.
You know,
I'll trade you one. I have.
muscle-
Oh, well, sorry. Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
My dad has a Sandy Koufax book.
Whoa,
Oh, that's
Dude,
cool.
It's a good book.
yeah.
That's
And there's another one called The Teammates. I don't know if you like Ted Williams. He's like an old Boston player or whatever.
Old. Yeah.
The player in general, he's a dope player, but like
Yeah.
I didn't really follow him. But the story though is about him and his 3 teammates, and they're driving somewhere to go visit him because he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the book, they're talking about their drive, and each of them has a different personality, so they're offering something different on the drive.
Yeah.
But it's mainly about this throughout the parts of the book. They're talking about what made him such a dope player to get his teammates to go all this way to drive.
Wow.
So it's cool. I think that one's called The Teammates, and the Sandy Koufax one is just called Sandy Koufax, or it's called The Perfect Game, or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm interested. I got a bunch of like I got Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Forrest Griffin.
Those ones are good too.
Yeah.
The Forrest Griffin one I heard is good
cool.
too.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, John on my
You
friend
should
John said that. it's
do
good.
one of those miniature libraries that they do.
Oh, that's.
I see those. I see
Don't-
them. a
don't
lot.
You
people
can
just-
honestly do that outside.
Don't people just jack those books?
Well,
mean-
it's supposedly it's called Take
It's-
One.
it's the
and you
honor-
read
it's-
it,
it's
and
the
you
honor
bring
It's
it
the honor
back.
system.
Yeah, it's the
Don't
honor
put your good stuff out.
Yeah, like
You know
if
what
you're
I'm saying?
if you're one of those people that like stuff like that, you're probably not gonna steal the book. But at
Yeah.
the same time, if you have an urge to shoplift, that's probably the easiest thing. Satisfy your urge. There's no cameras. Same
Is
time,
it stealing though?
just bring. I mean, if the sign says please return, it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you
probably
never return
stealing.
it. But it doesn't say please return by Thursday.
Yeah.
It doesn't say please return by 2019.
But then they have some
So-
that you can leave a book, right? Take a book, leave
Yeah.
a book.
That's
Take a
what you're
book, leave a book.
supposed to do. You're supposed
Yeah.
to take one and leave one.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like you're
Yeah.
just filling in the spot.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's like
I
a
mean-
little birdhouse
Yeah.
with
Pretty much.
Normally I just trade with like.
Come
friends.
on, audience member. He just hit the camera.
I'll bring you when we do Jorge's podcast.
There
I'll
you
bring
go.
you the book. I'll bring you
That
the
guy
book.
over there.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Off
sorry,
camera.
sorry,
All right.
guys. Sorry for the shaky cam. By the way, he just hit the camera. We have an audience member,
Yeah. It's all right,
but
dude.
it's all good.
He's like a producer in the background right now. He's trying to adjust the
Producer
scenes.
Fred.
Producer Fred just quit on us.
Oh man.
Uh,
So damn, what were we talking about?
books,
We were
man.
talking about books,
We were
but
talking
we
about
went on a tangent from
Julia Roberts.
I mean, honestly, dude,
Julia
we went
Roberts.
talking about from Julia Roberts to the book. I mean,
But that's what
it's
it is.
fair.
You know
Everything's
what?
fair game now. That's just how we talk.
That's how we
That
talk.
is how we
That's just
talk.
how we
That's
talk.
how we talk.
And then that's how you listen.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Good.
we didn't introduce Andy as like what he does. Well, you know, I mean, he's a friend and everything like that. We said that, but most important, he's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
I've known him
A
as
stand
I've
up.
so lately, just because like the comedian in me,
yeah.
like for respect for like my friends and my other like colleagues that are doing it right now, like they're
Yeah.
like probably out right now putting in their work. I'm a comedy writer.
You're a comedy writer.
Right now,
Comedic
yeah.
writer.
Because if one of them were here, they'd be like, "Hey, bitch!" Like,
What's the last thing
I
you've
was
done?
just there yesterday. You weren't
Yeah.
there, so I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
So to be honest, like, just respect to the craft. Right now, I'm a comedy writer, writing my own new material. But yeah, bitch, I'm a comedian too sometimes. So guess what? I've done it. Put in my work. But at the same time, yeah, if like one of them were here actually putting in the work, like there are grinders out there. Those
Yeah.
are the comics. Those are the comedians right
Yeah.
now. Let me get my new material under me and some other stuff handled, and
Yeah.
you'll see me back on that.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you was because you know I've known you always as Andy, right?
Mhm.
Jorge is my cousin. We keep pointing over there because he's behind the camera shaking
Off
it
camera,
off camera.
Shaking it.
So
The camera.
the camera.
wiping the screen. Like no one's
But-
looking at the screen. You're good.
Oh man, but so I've always known him as his best buddy, right?
Yeah.
One of his best buddies because these guys they travel
we got
deep.
a group, yeah.
Yeah, they
yeah.
travel deep. There's like what 6 of you guys?
I don't even know anymore, dude. I really don't know. I
It's
just
like-
take subscriptions. Like, okay, you're in. You're in,
You're
dude.
in.
Do you guys
got
ever
the
close?
voucher?
Do you guys
Somebody
ever
vouch
close
for
it?
you,
Do you guys ever
good.
close subscription?
Never.
That's
Probably
good.
wasn't gonna be our downfall.
Yeah, right.
It's like The Godfather. You just let too many people in your mob, and
Yeah.
they just brought you down. But yeah,
One-on-one
we're actually
that
talking
took you
about that
out.
earlier. We'll touch on that later. But
Yeah. Well, see, so I've always known him as his friend, and then later on, I found out that he's doing comedy, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I always want to check it out. Unfortunately, I never got to see him. All right.
yeah, I'm very bad at letting people know.
Wait, I said that bad. Hold on. Unfortunately, I haven't seen you yet.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Okay, because that
There'll be
means you're
more.
still gonna come on, right?
Yeah,
Or
I've
you're
got
gonna-
at least.
See?
I mean, on paper, I've got at least. Medical examiner says maybe 40 years left.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, Andy, you got 8 years left. You're gone. Give these people what they want to see. But I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, what's the how? I mean, there's obviously a struggle. We all listen to comedians and talk, and they talk about the struggles. Your route is you have that full-time job. You're kicking butt, doing that, trying to get all that, juggle all these things. Is that
Yeah.
what's keeping you out of it, or
I've
is it just
al-
lack of material?
So when I started, I've always been that guy where my comedian friends would make fun of me as like after my set,
Like
right?
part-timer.
I would stick around. Not even a part timer. Not that. Because when I first started, I was in it, like skin in the game,
Yeah.
like foreskin, everything, every skin you could think of, I was in because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like every ounce of me, right? But at the same time, yes, I did have a full-time job. I was working for Costco at the time.
Yeah.
So whenever I would do a show, I would do a set. I was new, so I'd either start the show, which is usually a little easier than ending a show because if you're like the very, very last, because usually there's a headliner,
Yeah.
which most people would think is going to go last. But if you're the headliner, you can kind of pick when you're going to go. Like you're headlining the show, and then the person that goes last is usually like, let's just say if it's either his first time or he owes somebody a favor or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
I would either go first or last. So I would do my set, and I had work at 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Costco.
every single day. So my comic friends would always be like, Andy, your set's over. Like, you're gonna stick around? And I'll be like, yeah, man, because at that time you're developing friends and you want to see your friends' sets.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just because they're your friends at the time and you want to see what they're doing, but you really want to see like, okay, this guy is my level too. I need to see what the bar is at for this level, and I'm constantly gonna want to go over that.
Right.
Constantly gonna want to go over that. That's just the way I'm built specifically.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you want to be successful at something in life in general, you should do that.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily always set your bar to the very top. Always set your end game and your goal to be there, but set goals for yourself in between. So
Yeah.
you're not always like, dang it, it's been a year and I haven't met Dave Chappelle or
Right.
Julia Roberts. Like don't limit yourself or don't label that, as like your main goal. I haven't hit it yet. Bam. Because there's times you're going to be Ellen DeGeneres getting famous in your first year.
Yeah.
or you're gonna be Joey Diaz, getting famous when you're older in life, but you're still in the game, hitting it hard. Like you never, there's really no timetable and stuff like that. So just getting back to your original question, I've kind of always been that comic, balancing work or a girlfriend with the comedy. And I remember I didn't really start hitting my stride until when somebody told me, you're never going to work in this business again, and I'll make sure of it. And I was like,
no
okay.
way.
And to me, I was like, straight up, yeah. So to touch on that.
Let's put that fool on blast. Or her.
Yeah. I'll just say his first name. His name's Matt. And he works at, he's a comic. He's a pretty well-known comic in the scene.
Was he like a booker?
Yeah, he does both. He's a booker, he's a headliner, and he's got his thing. He's got his own problems going. But yeah. So his name's Matt. So when I first started, he found me and he kind of took me under his wing because when I first started, I responded to a Craigslist ad. So like for any of you guys that want like, oh, how do I get on? You just get in. You just fucking go in.
Find a way.
You do your shit. Doesn't matter if you're whatever. So somebody randomly, one day I went to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Somebody took me at the time and then they brought me for my birthday and I fell in love. I was like, okay, cool. Actually, I'm going to give a shout out to this guy. And maybe some of you listeners know him because he's somewhat of a local guy. Huntington Park. Jerry Garcia. Just want to give a shout out to him. He's fucking dope. Actually, one of my heroes. Probably doesn't even know it.
Grateful Dead?
No, that's the guitarist for Grateful Dead. But same name. Jer Bear. Yeah, so he's just, so Latino guy from Huntington Park. I'm at my first comedy show ever. We're in the back, I'm there with my friends, I think Jorge was there. A bunch of my friends were there. Girl at the time was there. And we were there, we're watching, and we didn't know how it worked, right?
Yeah.
So, girl at the time was like, pulled the waiter aside and was like, hey, it's his birthday. Can one of the comedians say happy birthday to him? Like thinking it's like a restaurant type of thing, And then the waiter's like, maybe, I don't know, Like he's just trying to make his tips. He walked away.
Yeah.
We get a tap on our shoulder. Some random dude just comes up with the Corona and he's like, it's your birthday? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's my birthday. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, my name's Andy.
Yeah.
He's like, happy birthday, Andy. Cheers, man. I'm like, cool. Some random dude in the crowd. That's nice. That's cool, man. Right after the comic that was on the stage at the time gets off, I see that guy still in the same spot. And I'm like, why isn't this guy going to sit down? He doesn't want to watch the show?
Yeah.
Drinks his Corona a little bit. And then they announce him, up to the stage next is Jerry Garcia from Huntington Park. Boom, boom, boom. Has been on this, and that. Yeah. Heavy in the game. So he comes up on stage. First thing he says after saying thank you, of course, everybody, he points me out and he says, before we start, I want to say happy birthday to my homie Andy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. And from then on, I was like, you can do that? Like, you have the power to change. Like, because to me, I was like, that was everything to me.
Yeah.
That was everything to me at the time. I was like, really? You can do that? So I was like, I'm going to be that guy now. Yeah. I'm going to be one of those guys now. I want to be able to point someone out and do that for them if I can.
When it's your time on stage, you can do whatever you want. Is that what you took from it?
That's the power you can, yeah. I mean, you're either going to make or break yourself. Yeah. So you got to remember that too. You could do anything on stage when you get the mic. You got the juice. Yeah. You got the power. Everyone's listening to you for better or worse. Yeah. And what I mean by that is like, so fast forward a little bit. One night I'm at the Ice House. Probably my favorite venue.
Pasadena.
Yeah, Pasadena.
What's up?
Only because like it's like so close to the local crowd. So I went there one night, and this night I just fucking killed it, right? I was just on it that night. Yeah. Went hard. Then my fucking dick show. Bam. Look at it. That's it. You like it? Bam. Thank you. So we do that, and then later on, like, people are like, oh, good job, blah, blah, blah. The typical, hey, man, that was funny and cool. Thanks. Yeah. This kid comes up to me. He's like probably 19 or something like that. Maybe even 18. He looked like my little brother. He looked young. And he came up to me, and he's like, hey, man, like, how old are you? I'm like, dude, I'm like 22. At the time, I was like 22, maybe 23.
22, and he's calling a 19-year-old kid.
Dude, but like, just I mean, I'm 28 now. Like, I mean, even now, but like, still, like, but to me, like, when I saw him, I saw, in a way, me, and like, in a way, like, my little brother come up to me. He's like, he had the menu in his hand. Yeah. And he's like, can you sign this for me? Because I want to tell people when you make it big that I got your signature.
Nice.
And I remember telling him, well, put it somewhere safe because that's gonna be a long time from now. And then I just messing with him. He's like, cool, cool. I signed it, and then it touched on me because when I first started doing comedy, I had the Comedy Store menu.
Yeah.
I don't know where I went. Well, my car got stolen, and it was in that a lunch pail that I kept everything that I loved in my life.
Yeah.
In there, my car got stolen and it disappeared. But I had a menu from the Comedy Store. Every comedian, big comedian, or just a hilarious comedian that I saw,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, sign right here.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it became something that they were like, oh, what the you got this guy's signature? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I'm going to sign next to him. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my car got stolen forever, but I always have the memory, but at the same
Right,
time, yeah, I guess leading back to your original question, yeah, right now I'm still got a full-time job, which is kind of touching on why I haven't done it lately, mainly because I just don't feel like my new material is for me, like my standard. Like I like to go out and I like to be like one of the main 3 guys that have a great show that night. And the new material, like I like using my old material that I know is gonna like boom, boom, boom. But from like an artist standpoint, like from like doing something, like you don't want to just go out and play the same song every day, one hit wonder kind of thing. You want to have something like you can kind of hang your hat on, like, yeah, like I'm doing something new. Yeah. And they liked it as much as my one thing that they loved. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm taking a break.
So you still have old material right now?
Always going to have old material.
Yeah.
That's always.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's lack of new material that you haven't gone out?
Not necessarily lax. It's not battle tested. Like,
but see,
open mics are one thing, but.
You got to go out there and try it. How are you going to get that
So
feedback?
I get home every night, like at 8 o'clock p.m. No excuse because, like I said, why I don't say I'm a working comedian right now because my boys out there doing it are like, I'm out there every night. I get 3 hours of sleep. I'm living at home, so I'm not gonna insult my friends out there doing it like that. So reality from my perspective, I'm writing right now. I'm a comedy writer. At the same time, I'm trying to write other projects. Like I like to create my own opportunities. Yeah, because I've been there. Like the story I didn't finish on, the dude that wanted to. You're never gonna work.
Oh right, yeah, that Matt.
I don't know. I go off on tangents. I'm sorry.
What was his last name?
Matt.
His last name starts with a T. Yeah, I've never been one to put someone on blast. No matter how much you burn me, I'm not somebody. Nah, he was white. This is a whiter name. So
Matt Terrell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is that a white name? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. What's a white name? Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, so one day, and this guy had, like I said, he found, okay, I didn't even touch on it. So my first show ever, I got from Craigslist, if you want to rewind.
Right, Craigslist, yeah.
Got it on Craigslist. Somebody posted on Craigslist saying, one of our comedians has fallen out of the spot. We have a spot available. First one to message gets the spot. Yeah. So I was like, is this how easy it is? Boom, message. Can I come on? He's like, yeah, come at 8. I was like, I'm there. I'll be there at 7:30. Yeah. Boom, come with a whole table of my friends. Like, they're like, what? You're going to do a set? Oh, yeah, hell yeah, boom. Bam, they all go. We all get there. So at the comedy shows, for those of you who haven't been there, there is something that's called a 2-drink minimum. Right, yeah. Right? Yeah. So, or 2-item minimum.
2-item, yeah.
So my friends at the time, still my friends now, but at the time, right there, my friends were like, oh, yeah, we'll wait till Andy goes on, then we'll get our drinks. Yeah. So the waitress, I guess, took it as, oh, they're not going to order anything. So she told the manager, and I'm new as they don't know me from a hole in the wall. They're like, this guy's just coming in trying to do something. Yeah. So they're like, don't put him on until his friends buy something. Yeah. Straight up, and they told me that, and they said, we're not putting you on until your friends order something. Yeah. And I'm like, is this how you guys pick spots? Like put somebody up in the lineup? Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, can you guys just order? They just told me this. Can you guys order something? So yeah, fine. So they ordered something, and then I was kind of giving, like, they kind of sensed some attitude. Yeah. So the way I see it, they were like, okay, put him after the co-headliner. Yeah. Before the headliner, see how he responds. Yeah. So the guy Matt, he goes up and he kills. Boom. I thought he was hilarious. I'm like, oh, this was fucking hilarious. Yeah. And then I'm like, I hope I don't have to follow him. And they're like, okay, you're next. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, cool. So I went up, and then I feel like I did pretty well. Like, even my friends are going to laugh, but the other side of the room is hilarious. They're dying. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. So get off stage, and then Joey Diaz. Oh, shit. For those of you who don't know, Joey Diaz is one of Joe Rogan's best friends.
Joey Coco Diaz.
I didn't even really know him at the time, like as a comic. So, but he goes up, and he's like making me laugh, make everybody laugh as hard as I've ever laughed in my life. Yeah. In my life. And I just remember taking it like, in a way, I kind of opened up for him right now. And like, I didn't bomb. Like, I kind of set him up. Like, I got the crowd going. So I was okay, I can do this. And then the guy, Matt, pulled me aside. hey, you know, if you want to do some more shows, I have this thing going on.
Yeah.
Me, I'm thinking that's how it's done. So he's like, okay, this is how we do it. I'm going to give you a certain amount of tickets. You sell them, and then you get this time. So I'm like, okay. And then he hit me with, even if you don't sell the tickets, I'm still going to expect this amount of money to go on. So I'm like, okay, that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
In my mind. So whatever tickets I didn't sell, I'm like, okay, I got to make up and give him, boom, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my mind, that's how it goes, right? For those of you starting out, don't ever buy into that shit. Don't. Hit me up, and I'll fucking hit someone up and get you a show. Don't go in with people that make you pay to get your spots.
Yeah.
So I kind of caught on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is kind of stupid, because I would offer him. I'll be like, hey, you're kind of giving me bummy spots on the lineup, even when I'm doing these tickets and stuff. Can I give you like $10 more to go earlier? And he's like, no, it doesn't work. I'm like, whatever. So one day, a friend of mine, actually a friend of my mom's, was running a comedy show.
Yeah.
Walter Reyes, go see one of his shows if you guys get the chance. He's from Cudahy. So he hits me up and he's like, hey, do you want to do a show this upcoming Saturday?
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a show at the Comedy Store at that time. I can't go. And he's like, I'll pay you $20. I was like, first paid gig, bam, I made him a bam, I'm fucking pro. I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me just run it by the first guy that booked me first, because that's his professional courtesy.
Yeah.
Because to me at that time, I was like, cool, I'm getting paid. I'm a pro now. Let me give some professional courtesy. So I texted the other guy or messaged him on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I'm going to leave your show early after my set. I'm going to go do the show at the whatever that I'm getting paid for.
Yeah.
He's like, that's fine, as long as your crowd stays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would my crowd stay if I'm leaving to go do another show? If anything, half my crowd's coming to yours and the other half's going there. He's like, well, if that's the case, then no, you can't do that. I'm like, how you gonna tell me what I can't do, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I'm this guy's asking me to go on the show. I'm gonna say yes. And especially, are you gonna pay me? He's like, no, I can't pay. You already know. I'm like, and he hit me with like, oh, there's gonna be people here at the show coming to see you. Like, oh, this is a horrible opportunity you're taking. You're never gonna work in this business again. I'll make sure of it.
Oh shit.
So I remember like I know Covina's not ghetto or West Covina's not ghetto, but like the West Covina came out of me and I was like,
There's a little bit
hey,
of
dude,
ghetto
you know what,
in
man? Go
Covina.
fuck yourself. You know why?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna make sure I get booked again. Not you. You have no bearing on me. And if you want to pay me, then maybe I'll do his show first, then I'll come to yours.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Basically, in so many, actually in those words, I remember, because I remember showing it to the other guy that booked me.
Yeah.
So when he brought me on stage, he said that, and he was like, this guy just dissed the comedy, or that guy from the Comedy Store saying this. And the crowd went fucking crazy as if they hated the Comedy Store. So it wasn't even the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store is so awesome. That's like the mecca of comedy in a way. It was just that guy who maybe did a little commercial of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
On that day. And he's like, he would ask me to email him my jokes, my sets.
Oh,
And he's like, I can help you with this. And I'm like, don't use it. He's like, well, I mean, with your permit. I'm like, no. See, that's what I'm like. So Matt Blank, go fuck yourself.
Tillman.
it was Matt LeBlanc from
LeBlanc.
Friends. Joey from Friends. Fuck you.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, so but
Matt
like I said, you
LeBlanc.
can create your own opportunities. That's
So
just it.
you've obviously, so you went on this on your own. You didn't. No one took you under your wing. You know, like you didn't. No one said like, "Come here, this is how it's done." Until you networked and you met people. But at first, like when you went in there, you went in on your own.
Basically,
You
yeah.
didn't have a friend with you. Like, let's do this together.
No, I had a guy with me that was kind of like he was a little more in it than me.
Yeah.
Like at the time, like in terms of time put in.
Yeah.
He's from New York. So and we kind of had same sense of humor.
Yeah.
So we kind of clicked.
But he was doing comedy
Mike
out here.
Cetera, shouts out. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He would usually, put me on his shows and he knew, I would bring people and he knew I would do well. So
Yeah.
he'd be like, hey man, when do you want to go on? I'm like, oh, cool. All right. Like, let me try this. And then I would put on him on my shows. Like I would start doing my own shows. Like I just felt like there came a time where I was like, okay, I kind of have my own somewhat of following going.
Yeah.
I don't want to always have to be at somebody's like, hey, do you want to do a show? Because there are times where like, hey, it's like 7 o'clock and they're like, do you want to do a set at 8:30 or somebody fell out and it's like, damn, I'm not off till 8:30. Like, can you do this? And like, no, we got to go with the next person. Like,
Yeah.
So I like creating my own shows, doing my own opportunities. So I was doing shows in my house at one point.
Nice.
We call it the Trap House
Yeah.
in La Habra. For those of you who've been there, you're probably blacking out right now, just remembering your memories.
I've heard stories.
Right? Yeah, man. Maybe we'll buy it again and you can go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would do shows there. It was fun. Like I would always just try to book the people that I knew the crowd would have fun with.
Yeah.
I remember I would always want to go like right after the best people. And I remember like in comedy, like you want to be the best guy in the lineup.
Yeah.
With me, I'm like, I want you to go hard as fuck, and I want to see if I can match that. And I want the crowd to let me know. Because otherwise, what am I doing?
Yeah, challenge yourself.
What am I doing here? Like, if I'm going to go after some guy that just did horrible and I did okay, I'm like, oh, yeah, I just killed. They're like, yeah, because this dude sucked and he could barely talk.
Right.
And then you did okay. I guess you finished your sentences, so you're better.
Yeah.
So you want to really put yourself after the best person from an artist standpoint, I guess. So, yeah.
Very nice.
But that's that. I don't know. I feel like I go off way too much on certain tangents.
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever been like shut down, like booed, or just?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. So like, this is the thing, man.
How many times have you bombed? Do you
Not
count
many,
those?
but when I do, it's horrible.
Oh shit! This guy drinking his fucking whiskey, not me.
I'm all. How many times have I bombed? I'm like, so honestly, probably like maybe 3.
Oh, that?
Out of like the 40, 50 times I've done it.
Nice.
Maybe like 3.
Yeah.
But when you bomb.
Crickets.
It's horrible.
Crickets.
I'm gonna describe it like this, and I was because I knew you guys were gonna ask me this question, so I was thinking about it on the way home, and the only way I could describe it is it kind of feels like you're drowning in a way.
Oh shit!
And it's to the point where you feel like you're drowning, and you know that all it's gonna take is you swimming to the top, just remembering how to swim, and you're back at the top, gasping for air, getting your air back. But once you look down, you see what's holding you down. It starts pulling you deeper, and you start freaking out, and your adrenaline goes like seriously, like when I first used to do my shows, when I first started, I took like an athlete's point of view of it.
Oh, okay.
That's really all I knew.
Yeah.
I was, okay, athlete, but still, like, this is all I knew, how to prepare for stuff. So I would do push-ups, and I would do jumping jacks and sit-ups in the green room, or even just in the back of the bar.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, can I go in behind the bar? And they're like, what the fuck? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm going on next. I got to get pumped up. So like, okay, whatever. They thought I was some random drunk dude coming to do push-ups behind the bar, free shots. So like, to me, it kind of feels like, from one of my comedian friends that put it perfectly, it's like a sparring session. You need to spar a little bit, and you're getting your feet under you, and you know your timing, this and that. And then when you're bombing, honestly, it feels like the whole time it's an adrenaline dump. Yeah. And like you can't breathe, and like you're scratching and clawing your way back. To me, when I'm bombing, I just put myself in the crowd. I'm like, yeah, hey, I suck tonight, huh, guys? And then they're like, yeah, you do, yeah. And they start, and then you just start clowning on yourself a little bit, and your jokes that have been bombing, and then you get the crowd back on your side, and then you slide in the material that you're about to do next, because they're back on your side. So there's everyone's different, of course. Like if you're a comic or you want to be a comic, my personality is like, if you're bagging on me, I'm gonna be out on the joke. Like, let's bag on me. Come on, let's go. Like I love everything funny. Like I'm not like an insecure person, or for most things. Yeah. I mean, I'm a human at the end of the day. But like I want to be in on the fun too. Like, and if it means I'm gonna come out on top, hey everybody, hey, bag on me, let's go, boom, boom, boom. So it just really, honestly, it like if you're a fighter and you get clipped, are you gonna throw a left hook back? Or are you gonna cover up and just go down for the count? Like, and if you do go down for the count, are you gonna get back in the ring? Like that's really how you're always gonna get knocked out. You're always gonna bomb. You're always gonna make a bad dish if you're a chef. Whatever you do, you're gonna have a bad night. Yeah. Whatever you do, you could be Ron Jeremy, and one night your dick's gonna look small. Like it's just.
No, he's getting to that age where his dick's starting to look small already.
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't know really. I was at that point. I mean,
so they say small for him is. So they say
he's a little guy. He's like my height. He's just. He looks like 6
He's got
tall.
three legs though.
Exactly. He's got some extra height. But that's the thing. Like you.
So I've heard.
Pull yourself back up. Like there's. Nobody's ever going to tell you that you're done. Touching back on the story that somebody told me you're done before I even started. Like, nah, bro, I'll tell you when I'm done. Yeah. I'm not done yet. Yeah. So, yeah. Exactly. Nice. That's just all I could let you guys take away from that. Just don't let anybody write your path for you. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's
Only
for
one
sure.
person write your path. Either you, maybe your wife.
When do you quit your full-time job to go to pursue that full-time?
Man, that's a loaded question. I
Dude,
mean,
that's a dream right there.
From like the comedian in me, like the artist in me wants to say now. I would quit my job now. and then my mom's gonna be calling me right now, telling me what the fuck is wrong with you. From a man's standpoint, somebody that maybe wants to maybe have kids one day, I haven't earned the right to quit anything. I haven't earned the right to quit anything, literally anything.
Yeah.
You really got to earn that right, and it's really not even quitting something; it's transitioning. You're gonna transition to something, and you're gonna put your heart into something else. But to answer your question, not until I know for a fact that that's my thing now, and that's my new full-time thing, and as hard as I will put into it, it'll give just as much back to me. And I'm not nearly at that level yet. There's like solidified comedians I know now that probably might need a second job, because comedy, you guys need to go out and support comedy more, because it's not, we got to scrape and like try to beg for money sometimes. Like, that's why I was touching on, like, I like to do my own show sometimes, because I'm kind of my own boss, like, or in a way, like,
Yeah.
I like paying people, like, so, like, I mean, or if I told you, if I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you this, like, so at the same time, like, I don't like telling people, like, hey, man, like, can you give me gas money? And like, well, it's like, you don't want to beg for that, especially when you know what you're bringing to the table. So if I'm ever going to quit something that's paying me for, hours worked, it's going to have to be when I know that I'm getting paid for my other stuff too.
Yeah.
Not just as much, because, but enough to be like, yeah, like I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
To go off of his question, and actually to your answer, you said that you're a man first, right? You want to have kids eventually. I think it's going to be harder for you to try to do that when you have kids, when you have a family.
That's
right now
true.
is the time to do it if you're going to do it.
That's the thing, man.
And then I wouldn't call it quitting. You call it best transitioning.
Right.
I'm having weird deja vu right now
That's all I do,
from
baby.
what you just said.
That's all I do.
Oh, you mean because I said exactly what you said, but different words?
No. It's weird. It's weird.
It happens, bro.
Honestly,
But-
what I feel like deja vu. Okay, I'm gonna say that.
We're gonna go off on a deja vu tangent
I'll
right
touch
now.
on that after. You
Yeah.
go. You go.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be harder as you get older.
Probably right, to
You
be
know what I mean?
honest.
Like now's probably the time to do it. Now's probably the time where you can.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. You gotta pay bills. We all
Right.
get it. You know, what I mean? You have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But there's no better time than now. I mean, you're not getting younger, and if you do want to start a family, trust me, it's gonna get harder.
That's
Like
true.
you're not gonna have any time for it.
No, I know, man. That's true. I mean, really, what I want to do, at least like to make money wise, is like I want to start writing like some plays and like do some plays,
Yeah.
and like telling the actors and actresses in my plays, like, I see how you're doing it. I love how you're doing it. This is how I see the character that I wrote. Can you do this? If not, do it your way, but like try to see what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Like I want to see, and I also want somebody to do that with me too. Like, hey, I want to give you this. Try to do it. Like I want to do that. Like I want to like do a little more like creative works, like acting on not necessarily on screen, like in a movie or something. But like I want to start writing or finish writing my stuff that I've started.
Yeah.
I'm just not the best at finishing stuff because I get too many projects going at once.
You get distracted, huh?
And I won't have an ending for either. And I'm like, man, okay, what am I? But I'm too much on my plate in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that whole deja vu thing, I feel like deja vu is really like you might have dreamt it at one point, and maybe you kind of saw the future in a way, but like a real quick glimpse in your dream that not really enough to remember. But like I feel like that's what deja vu is.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
I
so
feel
maybe
like
you saw it one time.
I feel like, well, because I know some people might say deja vu, and then your deja vu might be different than mine because yours is probably vivid as fuck, right?
Right.
And where mine is probably like, oh, maybe we talked about something like that or with someone similar to. That's where I'm at. I think because I don't think I've ever had like a deja vu where it's as vivid, where it's like this exact, you're wearing that shirt that said Stussy on it, and
Right.
Dude, I've had that before. I feel like it's as vivid as you want it to, as you let it though, because
Maybe as
your
you
mind
let
will,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
your
it's the
mind will
mind.
run.
I don't want to talk about deja vu because I'll trip you guys out. But
No,
to
no, I
me,
wanna
deja
do that.
vu, I get it so often
Yeah.
that I know what's gonna happen next, and I've called it in front of people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I feel sometimes. Look, man, sometimes your brain's just going at a different RPM, and then
Yeah.
somebody else another day will have that because their brain's going at a different RPM, that level. Like, I mean, I don't know, man.
You
Sometimes
guys might just be really good chess players, and you guys are thinking way too much about it.
I'm pretty good at chess.
You
I'm
guys-
good at checkers.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
might
I
just
suck
you
at
guys might just be able to foresee what the next move. That's about it.
It's
the next
so
2-3 moves.
it's so weird that I've done it before. Like I
Yeah.
said, in front of people, or like someone's gonna come through that door. Something you're gonna drop that glass, and then boom, it's happened.
Nah, not like
That's,
that.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind
Yes.
of like that's like clairvoyant, like
That's a little weird.
like ESP,
Yeah,
ESPN.
ESPN. Or
I have it.
ESPL.
Yeah,
It's happened before.
Yeah,
you're like
Yeah.
a shaman.
I don't know what that
You're like
is.
a
but
shaman.
Yeah.
make me some tea.
Yeah, seriously. With weed
I
in
don't
it.
know, man. That's some crazy stuff. Yeah, I've never had it that vivid.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you will though. Now that
Maybe.
he put it in your brain, maybe you will.
It might. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
If I let my, if
I don't know what it is.
if I let my brain do that, you know. But I don't know. But you know what? I did lose my train of thought earlier, and I got it back right now.
You got it back?
I did get it back.
All right, go
I
with
love
it.
when that- I love
Go
when
with
that
it.
happens.
Go
you
with
know?
it.
Doesn't happen
Before
often.
you lose it again.
I know. Oh shit! It's gone. No.
No.
So, yeah, let's say.
You're
It
talking
happens on
about.
the show often. I'm trying to get you to lose it.
It does
Yeah,
happen
go.
often, right? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I fucking lost it, dude.
No,
serious?
I lost it.
Yeah.
See,
Okay, we're talking
no.
about.
Oh, comedians, struggling comedians.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
okay. So, we listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, Brian Callen, Brendan Schaub.
Successful
Right.
comedians.
Okay, so they're always talking about what are they always talking about? How good it is to be in the comedy business right now. It's just booming, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now we don't get to hear what a struggling comedian is going through. All the guys that are opening, all the open micers, Can you
mean,
touch on that a little bit?
It would really have to be.
Is it as good as they say it is?
Well, I mean, it would have to just go off of what's your definition of a struggling comedian. Because
Mm-hmm.
let's say, I know you said, if you're opening or closing for so and so.
Well, it would
Sometimes
be-
when you're opening for someone that's good and that's
Yeah.
successful, you're big. That's success.
Yeah.
When people will be like, "Hey, you're gonna go on third," I'm like, "Oh, you're cool." But then they come back to me and they're like, "Hey, do you want to open for so and so?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you for even coming to me and asking me." So
Yeah.
that to me, like, that's not necessarily struggling.
Struggling would be like
Struggling
not
is
being, not being able to get a spot. That's what I'm
struggling
saying.
is like when you when you suck and everyone knows that you suck, or not even that you suck. I don't want to use that word because it's not that you suck. It's just that you don't have it. You don't have it, and
Hey, you
everyone
suck.
knows that you don't have it. But from any point in time, you could suck and then make that jump to you
Right.
just put the work in. Now you're doing okay.
Yeah.
So it's just when you don't have it, and then everyone knows you don't have it, and you're struggling to try to like get people to put you in your shows, and you're getting those pity spots, and you're going first when there's two people in the crowd, and you're wondering why no one's laughing, and it's only two people.
Yeah.
That's when it's a struggle. So me personally, thank God, I've never had to deal with that. Even when there are two people in the crowd, you're gonna have the best time of your fucking life. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go sit next to you and I'm gonna make you have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am in general, though. Like I
Yeah.
could be with you at a bar and make you feel that way. Like not tooting my own horn or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
just in general, like you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
So to me, like a struggle, like I've seen struggling comedians, and I'm friends with some struggling comedians, and when I'm watching them on stage, it's like, fuck, I wish I could go up there right now with them and try to pull them back. And
Yeah.
like, so, answering your question, like the comedy business is on one right now. I feel like it's been on one for a few years, and right now, especially with Joe Rogan coming back to like the comedy
Like
store and him
Comedy
like
Store.
lifting up his friends too, and like spotlighting comedians that were already hilarious, but
Yeah.
now people are watching them,
Yeah.
and Netflix giving more spots to all that taken into consideration. I feel like if you're a struggling comedian right now, it might not be for you, or you just have to look at it as like, okay, like I'm gonna struggle for this amount of time, but I'm gonna come up, because we all go through that. Like, but at the same time, if you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. In the comedy wise, if you're funny, then actually let me backtrack, because not everyone who's funny translates to being a comedian.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you right now because
That
I think
is-
sometimes I'm funny, but I don't think I could do stand up.
This is what I say: like, everyone's a comedian, but not everyone's on stage.
Yeah.
Everybody's a comedian, but not everyone's on stage. And what I mean by that is, you can think you have the funniest joke
I got
in
that
the
jokes.
world, or you're just funny in general. But you might be funny in general and you might be hilarious, but
Yeah.
when you're talking to someone and you're going off of what they're giving you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a hilarious person, that's beautiful. That's that's honestly probably the best thing in the world to be.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being on stage and these people aren't giving you, all they're giving you is laughs. They're just giving you validation on what you're giving them. So you need to be extra funny if you want to make it on stage. Because there was times where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk about this funny story. And I'm going to tell them, oh my God, it's going to be hilarious. And I tell them and they're like, and then what happened? And I'm like, fuck, I don't have a punchline. And it's like, dude, like the crap to comedy. I remember 2 people told me this. Actually 3. So first of which, my dad told me, he's like, I like what you're doing and everything. I like that your energy and all this stuff. But you got a lot of stuff where you just keep talking and you need to cut the fat off of it. In a way. And when I first heard him say it, I'm like, but you don't get it. You don't get what I'm doing. And I listened to my material. And I'm like, okay, I think this is what he's talking about. Let me cut that. Okay, let me do that. Okay, yeah, that'll work better. And then another person told me, my uncle, he said, stop drinking before you go on stage because I'm there to see you. I'm drinking to have fun with you. You don't need to be drinking. Give me the jokes. Hit the jokes. We'll drink after. Bam. Earn your drink. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking right. So, little thing. And then another guy, random dude. Me and my friend went to a show in Ventura one time. Random. So we went there, and I did my set, and we're just sitting. And it was like the other side of the venue was like a bar, just a bar. So we go and we're having some drinks. Me and my friend Leo, and we're sitting down, and then some random dude. He was like and I had seen him before, but I was like, okay, this guy's probably on his own because he was like some gangster looking black dude. And he's like in like a one-piece suit, all matching. He's got his drink, and then so we're just sitting next to him, and all of a sudden I get like on my arm. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get to my ass kicked right now. And I look, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, you did your thing up there, man. You did your thing on the stage. I'm like, oh, you saw it? I mean, he's like, yeah, I like your stuff. I'm like, cool, man. That's what's up. And he's like, you drinking tonight? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you usually drink a lot after your shows? I'm like, yeah, here and there. He's like, let me give you some piece of advice. And this is honestly one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given in my life. And I take it with me to this day. Not even comedy, just in general. He tells us, he says, people your age, you guys don't really see the bigger picture in things. And you guys like to see things very short-sighted. And he's like, for example, tonight, you want to have a great night, right? We're like, yeah, that's what we're thinking about. We're going to have a great night. We're already we want to end it great. He's like, the thing about you youngsters is you guys want to get, all you guys ever want to get is to the end. You want to get to the finish line as fast as you can. You want to get drunk. You want to black out. You don't want to remember anything. He's like, you think that's fun? He's like, look at me, man. Been drinking the same drink for about an hour now. And he's sipping on it. He's like, I'm good. I'm on a good one. He's like, when you get to be a G like me, all it is about keeping that buzz all night. And I'm like, really? He's like, when you master that and we just keep yourself like that all night, that's when you made it, young man. And I'm like, hey, okay, I can see that. He's like, don't black out tonight. Try to test the theory. And so we tried to test. We got drunk because we were young. We were lightweights. But that always kind of stuck with me. Like, okay, bigger picture. Don't always try to reach the finish line so fast. See the finish line, but take your time and do it right. So
he was a pimp. He was a pimp.
I don't even know if he really existed, bro. I think it might have been God.
That's how drunk you were.
Because he just left right after that.
That was a good message.
Yeah, like, it was crazy.
No, that's something that you
take that with you.
Yeah, that is something that you take with you. That's something that we could take with ourselves and everybody out there listening.
Just stay leveled out. On that bang.
It makes so much sense, dude. It does.
Whatever it is you do. I mean, go hard when you need to, but when you need to.
Yeah. Everybody needs to go hard on the paint every once in a while, right?
Hey, man, you got to remember you're human.
Yeah.
Go hard.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Just not too hard.
You guys ever thought about doing like a stand-up?
No, you know what? Yeah. Well, this guy, he wanted to. Yeah, this guy, I think you did do some stand-up, didn't you?
No.
Oh,
I wanted to.
If you want to, let me know.
I wanted to. Maybe one day. I ran some opening lines by this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't laugh, so
no.
I quit.
I mean,
I'm brutal.
If you go up there and you let them know, like, I got a podcast, you guys, blah, blah, I'm not really a comic, but hey, if you want to listen to it, and then you plug your stuff, and then you do your set, whatever you want to do. And then at the end, you plug your stuff again. And you're like, all right, guys, if you guys got a phone, do me a favor, follow this, blah, blah. it's all really, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a stand-up comic to promote your brand, you know?
Right.
But at the same time, though, those people in that crowd, that's what they're into.
Yeah.
So like, okay, wait, hold on. What was it? And they're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Promote the
cool.
show.
All right, cool. So
Because you know what? That's what it is. A lot of people want to be.
They want something new, and
we talked about that earlier. They want to pick a side. And they want to be a part of team, and they want to be a part of a side.
And they want to be able to be like, hey, have you heard of this?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean you haven't? Well,
Right.
guess what? I have. I just saw him the other day. So anyways, actually, you know what? I had a beer with him. I bought him a beer.
Right.
Like people, like there have been people time and time and again that like will like be like, can I take a picture with you? Can I buy you a beer? I'm like, you have no idea. No one's going to go fuck about this picture at all. but for the time being, I'm like, that makes them feel good because they're like, cool, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Taking a picture with one of my favorite comedians of the night or something like that.
Right.
You know, like, and that brings me back to what I started for. What that one person, Jerry Garcia, showed me. You can be that for somebody on any given night.
Yeah.
Anyone, whether it be comedy, podcast, anything. But going back to that, you can go on stage and just be real with them. Be like, I'm not really a comedian. I'll tell you guys some stories. You laugh, you laugh. This is my podcast. You want to hear more funny stuff like this? Go on here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, not everyone's gonna be like, yeah, cool. But you're gonna get more than you would have if you didn't do that.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into it.
There you go. Look into it. Just look into it.
just look into it. Hey, bravo.
Don't act.
Don't act.
Yeah.
Don't
No.
act.
You know what? For those comedians that are struggling, and to your definition of struggling, meaning they just don't have it. Do you? Are there comedians out there that you know of, or maybe yourself? Do you tell them that you're struggling, bro? Maybe it's time for you to,
No, never.
You don't, right?
Nah, but like I have like really close friends, like comedians for like close friends, like I talk to a lot, and like after the set, professional courtesy, because people have done this with me before. So for people will be like, Andy, who are you? Look, man, I've had bad sets too, and people will pull me aside. Like really good comedians will pull me aside. Comedians you guys like, and be like, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I heard your one joke. You kind of leaned a little too much on this.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares about that. And another thing, it didn't really have too much to do with the joke.
Yeah.
And then one of the things I always keep in my head, one of my friends, Kwa, told me back in the day, just because it's funny to you does not mean it's funny to everybody.
Yeah.
So that's one
My wife
rule of
tells me
thumb
all
that
the
I
time.
keep in my mind at all times. But touching back on that, like when somebody has a bad set, and if they're a friend of mine, first of all, I buy them a beer. I tell them, hey, let's go have a beer. Boom.
Yeah.
Because when you have a bad set as a comic, when you get off stage, none of you guys are gonna know what it feels like walking down the stage and walking through the crowd that did not laugh at your jokes, and nobody's telling you good job. No one's looking at you because they know they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
No one knows that feeling. So like me, I'll go up to them and be like, hey dude, let's get a beer. Come on. Don't even listen to this guy's set. He's gonna do good. Don't listen to that. So take him aside. I'm like, hey dude, first of all, depending on who it is, I'll be like, why didn't you do this joke?
Yeah.
When and they'll be like, okay, well, I understand that. Boom. But it's like when you did this joke,
Yeah.
especially one of my friends, like I always tell him, like, when you go up, I know you're gonna do this joke.
Yeah.
Dude, try to do it the way I was telling you. Like, okay, cool. But then when you're on stage, you're just firing on your cylinders and just going off of your instincts, and you forget sometimes that. And you forget. And sometimes the advice other comedians give you to change your joke will make your joke so much better. I've done that so many times. And not so many times, but with like a few of my bangers, they'll be like, hey, dude, that shit was hilarious. If it was me, I would say this. You might not want to do it, but try it like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll try it, and I'll be like, dude, that kills a little more. And they'll be like, okay, cool. And then you send them a message, hey, thanks again. But yeah, like that being said, like when your boy has a bad night, if you're a real friend, if you're a real comic and you know how it is, you need to go up to them and you need to be like, hey man, I'm not even gonna tell you don't sweat it. I'm not gonna tell you get it next time. We know that's all bullshit. I'm not gonna give you that shit. Look, man, here's what you need to do to make your set a little better.
Yeah.
If anything, like do it like this or cut that or this and that or you know, you need to kind of give
Do
them
a constructive criticism.
constructive criticism, and the right people will take it right the right way, and the wrong people will be like, oh, you're being a dick.
You're a
it's like,
hater,
no, dude, I'm telling you, like I would have laughed at it if you had said this, to be honest. Like, you know, you need to tell them that. But like if you want to hear a real story about struggling comedian, so I went to New York for 4 months.
Recently?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Last year I was there, from like May to like September or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm there, right? Thinking, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna do comedy here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the East Coast perspective on comedy.
Right.
Dope. Fucking hit it hard.
Yeah.
So I'm there. First of all, I didn't realize how expensive New York is. I didn't realize that bringing the amount of money that I brought, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm good. It went like that.
Yeah.
It went like that. Just trying to find places to live.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like staying at Airbnbs, like
Oh, yeah.
Airbnbs or
Mhm.
like random like Craigslist, like okay, room available, okay, bam, 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 cool, yeah. Oh, you're a comic. Oh, you can sleep on my couch. Oh, cool, yeah, but I'll
Nice.
give you 20. Stuff like that. Like that's struggling, and then still not being able to make it to your show because you don't have money for the subway, bro. Like thinking like in my head, I'm like, cool. Like here, the metro's like $1.50.
Yeah.
You can get a transfer for $2. Go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
In New York, it's like you could take one subway, boom, it's like $3, and another subway's gonna be $3. And I know, okay, you're like, okay, in your mind, you're like, that's $9, Andy.
Yeah,
What the hell?
nothing. Yeah.
When you're trying to do that every other night, going, and I had a job at the time too in New York, and like paying for the, it was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was rough. There was times where I would be like, I know you guys don't know me, like just let me in on the subway with you, or like I'm trying to get to here. Like
Yeah.
I really only did a few shows in New York,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. One of which was one of those 3 that I was telling you that I bombed.
Yeah. Oh.
And there's nothing like bombing if you haven't bombed in Bed-Stuy, New York.
Bed-Stuy.
One of the most ghetto neighborhoods of New York. For those of you who don't know
Yeah.
where Bed-Stuy is, Biggie was he grew up in Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
You need to watch where you're walking in Bed-Stuy. The only reason I didn't have to do that because they were just like, oh, he's part of that Latin gang. He's okay. So I was just walking like, so it's just a whole other vibe. So when
Yeah.
I went in, so I need to tell you the whole story because this is a good story actually.
That's
It's
it.
one of my favorite stories to tell.
Yeah.
So I get to a bar, right? And this is like so I was living in New York, and I didn't. So there were some nights where I'm like, fuck, I didn't get the Airbnb.
Yeah.
I didn't get the hotel, or I didn't get somewhere to stay. Looks like it's an all-nighter. I'm gonna party tonight. I'm just gonna go eat and stay up till I go to work. Whatever. New York life. The city never sleeps. Whatever.
Right.
Fuck it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go down the street from my work to this bar.
Yeah.
My big bag with me. Boom, boom, boom. Go to the bar. Turns out there's an open mic.
Yeah.
I sit down on a chair, and then some guy's like, hey, I'm actually sitting there. I'm like, oh, my bad. He's like, yeah, not to be a dick. Normally I wouldn't say that, but I'm the host. This is actually the host chair.
Yeah.
And I turn to him, I'm like, host of what? And he's like, oh, we're doing comedy tonight. You don't have to pay. You know, I'm like, no. I'm like, can I do a set? He's like, do you want to do a set? I'm like,
Yeah.
please? He's like, dude, be my guest. Like, nobody here is going to be wanting to go on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, baby. Hell yeah. So I'm like, fuck
It's
yeah.
my opportunity.
Cool. So he's like, okay, the show's not going to start for an hour. I'll
Yeah.
probably put you on the middle. So you got about 2 hours, get a drink, get some food, whatever.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, cool, drink, food, get some weed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. So in New York, for those of you who haven't been to New York, for those of you who haven't talked to like real New Yorkers, I'm not talking about like I'm chic. I'm on Fifth Avenue. I'm living in New York.
Not
I go to
Manhattan. Not
Saks.
Manhattan.
I fucking eat Nathan's hot dogs and shit like that. No. I'm talking about real fucking New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Like real New Yorkers
Yeah.
that are like, what the fuck? Where are you from? Fuck that place. This is
Yeah.
Bed-Stuy. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I was bouncing around, and there was a girl sitting next to me, and I was like, hey, can you watch my stuff? I'm gonna ask her around if I can get some weed. She was just like, okay. And then I'm like, I don't really know if she's gonna watch my stuff, but she said okay.
Yeah.
So I walked around. I'm asking people for weed, and I'm like, hey, I'm leading I didn't know, but total wrong way. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm from California. I'm looking for some weed. I'm going on stage in a little bit.
Yeah.
So this dude pulls me aside, and he's like, no, I don't got none of that, man. And I don't do that shit. And I'm like, okay, relax, cool, whatever. On to the next. And so I'm asking the people, and I'm like, okay, no one knows anybody, so I'm gonna sit down. And he comes back up to me, that guy, and he's like, hey, where do you say you were from again? I'm like, oh, I'm from California. He's like, okay, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a show. Like, I'm actually here on accident. I'm gonna do one of the comedy shows.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, man. Look, man, if you want some bud, the guy over there with the dreads, that's the guy to ask. I'm like, but I asked him 10 minutes ago. And he said no.
Yeah.
He's like, because you asked him like a fucking square, homie. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I told him I'm from California and I was looking for weed. He's like, and he looked mad, dude.
Yeah.
He looked mad. I'm like, why is this fool getting mad at me? I don't even know this fool. And he's like, you don't ask like that around here. He's like, here, you can get shot for shit like that. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, you're tripping. Like, that's not how shit works. And he's looking at me. He's like, you want to come outside with me real quick? I'm like, not really. He comes outside. He brings me outside, and he's like, he points to a corner right across the street. He's like, that's a drop-off spot.
Yeah.
That right there, he's like, that's real. So I'm telling you, you're going to get shot asking people like that. People around here, first of all, they're not going to play. Like, they're not going to give you anything. Second of all, they might fuck you up because they're going to know you have money. Or they're just going to be like, fuck this guy because he's a square.
Yeah.
So he's like, do you want some weed? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And I told him, like, I'm not going to ask that guy again, though. I'm like, I'm not going to ask him because what you just told me, I'm not trying to get shot.
Right.
He's like, what's up? I'll see what's up. And he walks away. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So about 10 minutes later, that dude with the dreads, big ass fool, wearing, and it was weird. I remember him vividly because he was wearing a Warriors jersey in New York. But this is when the Warriors were like popping.
Oh, okay.
Like they had just won their first championship, like popping. He
Steph
comes up to
Curry
me and
jersey?
he's just like, come outside. It's fucking big ass Jamaican fool. Straight Jamaican. Straight up Jamaican fool.
Yeah.
And in that area, it's all Caribbeans, Jamaican, Guyanese, all that shit.
Right.
You think of all the islanders. Crazy fools.
Yeah.
Give a fuck. He's like, come outside. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die in Bed-Stuy. And without my bag, I'm like, all right, let me get my bag. He's like, don't leave that shit. Come outside. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, this shit is real. I'm like, fuck. All right, whatever. And I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, like, I got to, whatever happens, whatever. Cool. I go outside with him. He pulls out a joint, and he's like, spark that. And he looks at me like this, and I'm like, you don't got to tell me twice, dog. And I spark it, and he's like, confused. Like, he's like, okay. And I'm like, take a couple of hits, and I'm like, common courtesy, me pass it back to the guy that passed me. He's like, no, smoke it all. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? You think I'm a cop? All right, for sure. I start smoking half of it. He's like, all right, man. He's like, all right, I just needed to make sure you were cool. I'm like, yeah, dude, the guy in there, and then the Andy and me comes out. I'm like, yeah, dude, the dude in there told me you thought maybe I was a cop or something. He's like, yeah, man, you probably could have gotten fucked up. And I'm like, are you being and then me, I'm cool. So I'm like, are you being serious? Would you really fuck me up? He's like, I mean, not me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, okay, that fool was with a few different dudes. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, well, thanks for the joint. And I put it out. He's like, you're not going to smoke that? I'm like, well, I'm going to smoke it with the dude in there that referred me to you. Yeah. The guy that gave me the referral. Yeah. So I go back inside. He's like, whatever. That's yours to keep. Yeah. And I asked him if I could pick up off him. He's like, that's all I got. So I'm like, this was a fucking G. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, thank you, though. Go inside. The girl that watched my bag, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I have a joint if you want to smoke later. Yeah. Thanks for watching my bag. She's like, oh, okay, I'll let you know. Okay, cool. The first guy that initially come up to me and told me not to do all that stuff. Right. Bro, this fool probably thought he was in a movie or something. Because he came up, I'm at a bar. Yeah. Sitting in the bar just like this, right? Mm-hmm. Waiting to go up. Comes up to me, he's like, hey. Actually, matter of fact, this was after I went up. And I bombed, by the way. And I know I told you that I bombed. I bombed. I told a joke that normally kills in California about my friend. Or the premise of the joke is like me being drunk, thinking my friend is about to suck some guy with a gun, suck his dick for me to save my life. And the punchline is, hey, bro, you could do all that, but don't suck it for me. Like, don't get us shot because you can't suck a dick good, you know? So that's the whole joke. And in New York, they were just like that, nah.
Yeah, we don't play that shit,
So you're going to say something about your homie sucking a dick? That's cool. I remember one girl literally said to you, she's like, was it you? And I'm like, no, what the fuck? It wasn't me. And then I bombed. So when I got back to the bar, the dude comes up to me and he's like, hey, roll this. He hands me some bud. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go outside and roll. He's like, roll it right here. He's like, roll it right here. I'm like, dude, we're in a fucking bar. Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to say the word he said, but he said, roll that shit. And I was like, okay. Like, I was like, all right. So he's like, bro, no one's looking. Roll that shit under the bar. No one gives a fuck out here. I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm rolling the joint underneath. I'm like, dude, if I roll this whack, I'm going to get killed. Andy, please roll this shit good. So I rolled like 2 joints. He gave me enough for like 2 joints. Yeah. Me, him, and the one lady, we smoke outside. lady leaves with her boyfriend or whatever. Me and him, he's like, oh, so what are you gonna do for the rest of the night? I'm like, honestly, dude, I have nowhere to go. Like, I'm probably just gonna walk around smoking this joint, probably go get some like a sandwich, have another beer at a bar, because the bars out there are open till 4 a.m.
Oh shit.
At this point, it was probably like 3.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go get drunk at a bar, and he's like, all right, little homie, you're gonna roll with me tonight. And I'm like, oh fuck, am I in a gang now? I was like, bro, I'm in the Best Light gang. Fuck. And but this fool was like, this is what we do when you don't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for one subway ride, and we're gonna ride it back and forth all night.
Yeah.
And you can sleep if you want. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So we do that. So we walking to the subway. I get a sandwich, and I realize I'm like, okay, I don't think this fool has any money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you can share my sandwich with me. Because a part of me, like later on in the day, like or later the next day. So long story short, I get him a sandwich. We get on the subway.
Yeah.
He's on one side of the bench. I'm on the other side. Knocked out, right?
Yeah.
And I wake up and he's gone. And I'm like, I just got one night stand on me right now. This was just one night stood me. I don't even remember his name, to be honest.
Yeah.
But a part of me always thinks like, fuck, this fool probably could have easily robbed me.
Yeah, rolled you right.
But like I got him food. We smoked together. The weed, cause he got weed, but I gave him money for like.
You
I know
rolled
this
it right.
sounds stupid, like, oh yeah, we shared weed, but like, yeah, I mean, we shared things. Like we shared the weed, we shared the sandwich,
Yeah.
got a Gatorade, we shared it. He probably was like, this little dude doesn't need to get his ass kicked tonight. Maybe not tonight. So, but I always remember that guy, and I always wonder why I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Because I wish I would say his name right now. Maybe one day hear him. I don't know. But yeah, but I wish I could give him props. But thanks. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, hooked me up tonight.
Don't say that. But one day he's gonna be watching this.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, oh man, I remember that little kid.
I almost killed that guy that night.
I almost killed that guy.
Seriously,
That's
dude.
the guy that I didn't kill because he rolled a good joint.
Seriously,
And the
nah, it probably
sandwich.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
But it was rolled.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got me a sandwich.
Times.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that's the struggling comedians.
Yeah.
That's a struggling comedian story.
Damn, dude. Well, that shit's something else.
That's crazy. I'll
Yeah.
keep my day job.
You gonna keep your day job?
Yeah.
You want to try
You
it?
could do both. You could do both. I mean, just don't do like I always put myself in very hard situations for
Yeah.
some reason, and I don't even really notice that I do it.
Yeah.
It's weird, dude. Sometimes I tell myself, I'm like, oh my god, like dude, there could have been an easier way to go about this,
Yeah.
but it's something I'm so used to it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I literally just went to New York on a whim. I mean, not on a whim. My girlfriend was going.
Okay.
So, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do comedy out there. I'm going to live out there too.
Pick up
Not
a
necessarily
job.
together,
Yeah.
but so in my mind, but everyone was telling me, Andy, that's not how it works. You don't just go to another state. And I was like, yeah, I mean, but I do.
Yeah.
I do though. I'll be fine. And they're
Yeah.
like, but Andy, you don't have money for the, it's fine. I'll be fine. But what are you going to say? I'll be good.
Make
I'll
it
be
work.
fine.
Yeah.
You'll see me back.
Yeah.
You'll never hear like whatever happened to Andy, or I mean, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what's up. But as of right now, like I always take a lot of pride in myself. Like I'll put myself in a real bad situation.
Yeah.
I was raised by the right people, whether it be my parents, my friends, various people in my family, or various people in my life in
Yeah.
general. I like to take the most I can from everybody.
Right.
So I'm always going to be good because there's a little of everybody in me
Mm-hmm.
in a non-sexual way, you know? So, yeah, I take pride in that.
Yeah.
I like to put myself through those. Same time, that's not the best practice I would preach to everybody.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it.
Yeah.
It works
So,
for you.
It works
yeah,
for you,
so when I have
exactly.
a son, I'm going to tell him, don't do it the way I did it because this is what happened. Let me tell you the easier way.
Yeah.
But me personally, yeah, I like putting myself through that and seeing how I'm going to come out.
Yeah.
It makes it a little more eventful.
Mhm.
I don't know how long life is going to be. So, and I honestly want other people to be like, okay, cool. Like, all right, I'm not going to do it all the time like he does, but
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the Andy today. I'm
Yeah.
going to do the Andy and see just little, don't do as I do as I say. Right. So that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like Frank Sinatra said, did it my way.
Did it my way.
You did it my way.
Exactly.
It is. Yeah, it's a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said it in a movie once.
Oh, did he?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he
He
was in
might have.
Ocean's 11, the original.
Yeah, that's
I
right. He
love
was.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
My first bong that my mom took away was named Sinatra.
Was it really?
Yeah, my uncle ratted me out. That asshole. It was hidden so well too. He had to be looking for something else.
Yeah, but mom's got to do mom's work, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, there. I'm proud of what you've done so far, and I wanna see you up there because I never got a chance to go out there and check you out. So
Yeah, man.
you gotta go out there. You gotta go out there and grind, dude. Do your thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And then let us know.
I grind
Invite
in
us.
my own way. I always let everyone know when. This is the thing. Like everyone always tells me, "Hey, let me know when your next thing is."
Yeah.
Okay, I will. If you don't go to that one,
Yeah.
you told me to let you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, "Hey," because then I'm just gonna be like, I'm constantly telling you.
Right.
Then I'm gonna be that guy like, yeah, he always tells me to go to his shows and I don't go.
Yeah.
So maybe you should seek me out.
Yep.
Like a wise woman once said to me, "Seek me out." Like Jesus said, "Seek me out."
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily, I'm not like the most religious guy,
Yeah.
but that term in general, just like everything works in perfect timing,
Yeah.
some things just make sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to seek it out,
Yeah.
whatever it be, and you might have the best night of your life
Right.
because you sought it out.
Yeah.
Not somebody had to go out of the way to pull you in. Like, come on, please come with me.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'll let you know it's an open invitation.
Yeah.
So next time you see me put something up, you can come. That being said, I'm gonna blow you up. You can come out. You're gonna be in my car.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you other fools that told me before you didn't come, come on, man, get your
Yeah.
shit together.
There you go.
I look forward to actually going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make it happen for
To
sure.
be honest, the most times I do it like now, the most times actually like when people, hey, you want to do a show? Yeah, okay, cool. Is when I actually have people like hitting me up saying I'm down to go soon. So when my friends hit me up like, do you want to do a show? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a crowd going with me. Throw me on.
Yeah.
Throw me on. I'll do some shit.
Right on.
But it's when like they'll hit me up and like, hey, you want to do something? I'm like, not today, man. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm a comedy writer right now.
Yeah.
I'm not doing stand up at the moment.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, as we're bringing this this little show to an end here, I was gonna ask you, and I was gonna ask you when one of those other times that I forgot that this guy threw me on another tangent.
Yeah.
Because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But Chatterbox. Did you ever do Chatterbox here in Covina?
I did it
In our local
once. I've done the
Covina?
open mic a couple times.
Yeah.
Chatterbox is cool, man.
Yeah.
Especially the comedy scene. The only thing is that sometimes I feel like the crowd doesn't pay attention enough.
Mm.
And like Steve, the bartender,
Steve Hernandez.
yeah, dude, dope dude,
Yeah.
dope comedian, grinder, and he loves comedy, and he gets upset when people don't pay attention.
Yeah.
So he does a good job at like being like, "Hey, shut up, or I'm seriously gonna kick you out. I really don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick you out. You can't do that." But at least the show I did was cool as fuck. But I mean, I haven't been asked back yet. So I mean, at the same time, the way they do it,
Yeah.
if you give to them, they're gonna give to you. So I haven't been back to the open mic in a while. So yeah, but like, that being said, you know, you give to them, they'll give to you. So
Yeah.
I'm sure if I hit up their open mics, you know, put in my love there, they'll maybe show me love some back. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I'm
Chatterbox
sure
is
that-
cool, man. Like, and especially because they like upgraded their interior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Chatterbox is cool. They got honestly some of the best bartenders. The bartenders there are fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
The scene, like the setup, the stage is cool. It's just that it's any given night. Sometimes people are gonna pay attention, sometimes they don't. So
I haven't been out. I went out there when they first when Steve and them took over.
mhm.
It was one of the first times that they were having like those open nights, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. I got invited. Rudy went to school with Steve,
Okay.
so he invited me over. He's like, yeah, my friend's got a open night mic at the Chatterbox. I'm like, all right, cool, let's check it out.
Mhm.
And it was exactly what you said, dude. So that was back in the day. I don't know how it is now. I haven't gone in.
It's a little more like reeled in now because Steve will be if Steve's there. Like he's like I said, people
But he
know him, and they'll if he tells you to be quiet, like you'll be quiet.
he does comedy, right?
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's out there. He's doing it right. Like I said, he's one of those people I was referring to, out there doing it. Actually, I think him and his girlfriend.
Him and his girlfriend do it. Yeah.
Her name's Julia. I'm pretty sure. I always see him tagging her.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts.
I don't know.
Julia
I
Roberts.
think her last name is Loken. So this is the thing about me. If you're a comedian and if you're grinding, like I don't always necessarily can follow your material. I'm not
Yeah.
every show, but I know like when I see you in person, I'm like, okay, I know you from such and such. I know, and you're doing your thing, and so and so says you're dope, so you're dope. Like, you know, because I know this person's dope.
Yeah.
And Steve's hilarious.
Yeah,
So, and I think I've seen her one time, and she was pretty funny. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I remember from the few times that I was at the Chatterbox. So I remember Steve.
They're cool,
he was
man. Every
funny.
Sunday, I'm pretty sure every Sunday. And the dude that
I
makes
don't-
the flyers,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure his name's Ed.
Yeah,
It's a funny ass flyers.
I know. We got to go out there.
There's
and check
always
it
a
out.
dick
Yeah.
in the flyer.
Yeah.
There's always like a random dick somewhere, or there's like 3 dicks. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's your signature though. But I don't know. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
for those of you who might see the flyers, you'll know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
And then they also have a podcast that they're doing too. It's called the Fat and Lonely Podcast.
Oh, that's his podcast. I
Yeah.
think. That's his podcast.
Steve's,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to check that out too. Just want to
That's
throw a little
cool.
pull out there from.
That's
Right
cool.
on.
You gotta show love,
Yeah, for sure. Especially if they're local.
especially if they're local.
Yep.
Seriously, can I do a plug real quick?
Of course you
for it,
can.
man.
Real quick, just want to say thanks to my mom for having me. I love you, Mom. She wanted me to talk about her, so a lot of the stuff that I was saying, made me who I am today. And like I like to put myself in those struggles and come out on top. Thanks, Mom, for showing me how to do that. Dad too. Another thing, next year, really, I know we didn't get to touch on it, but like what I'm trying to save money for is I want to rent out the Covina Theater, downtown Covina.
Yeah.
And either put on a small play or
Nice.
a comedy show there.
There you go.
It's just a little expensive from what they've told me, so I gotta get my money behind me,
Yeah.
so I can make sure when it happens, it's gonna happen right. So
Nice.
next year, probably around November, like around my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Look forward to that. If not, it might be the next November, but it's gonna happen. Just know that I'm working. That's what I'm working towards right now. Actively
Okay.
talking to them about. It's just a money thing, and it's about who I would get to headline it.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily like they're like, okay, cool, you're from Covina, everybody knows you, or people know you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if we're gonna put you on the banner, like, we need someone to get eyes, like maybe some
Of
other
course.
people coming to the show.
Right.
So look out for that.
Cool.
That's what I'm working on right now.
All right.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to help out, we're always here. If we're gonna promote it a little bit, or
Even do a live podcast before the show on that stage.
or we could
For
do
sure.
something like that.
That'd be
Yeah.
fucking sick. I mean, that would be freaking sick.
Freaking sick. Freaking sick.
Freaking
This is a PG show.
Sorry
Freaking-
about that. This is how I talk.
This is how we talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is how we talk,
Right.
and this is how we end the show.
That's right.
Podcast. Later, guys.